Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to Carpo's Corner. You know, I was going to make this video a couple days ago. I actually did make this video a couple days ago, and it ended up being about 18 minutes long, and it was too long, but more than that, it got corrupted, and I wasn't able to upload it. So, what I'd like to do, first off, this video is about narcissism, and I'd like to read my disclaimer. The subject of today's video deals with a controversial topic, the human mind and behavior. There is no consensus on what defines a narcissist, and it is more of a personality range than a specific state of mind or condition. Actually, it's called NPD, or narcissistic personality disorder. We'll get to that. The purpose of this discussion is to identify some of the common traits which we may not be aware of, but the second half of the video deals with how to avoid conflict with such people, as it is in the best interest of everyone to surround ourselves with those that don't drain our energy. You have the right to choose what kind of people you want to interact with. It's one of the only freedoms we truly do have. So, if we are better armed with the ability to make the most of our time here, we'll be happier people. Okay, so, with that out of the way, I'm going to try to cover this in 10 minutes or so. What is a narcissist, and how do you avoid them? I'm not going to argue or debate what a narcissist is or the different ranges. We all know the types of people who, and this is different than people who are arrogant. Arrogance is a side effect of narcissism, but it's definitely not the same as narcissism. A lot of arrogance is actually covering up insecurity. So first off, what is a narcissist? And how do you identify them? First off, they always want control. They want control over situations. They want control over attention. Even if you're hanging out with them in a group of people, or if you're in a chat group, or anywhere in a comment section, it's the person who wants you to see them. So they will say whatever they have to say to get you to recognize that they're there. Being the center of attention. Second way to identify is that they're always right, no matter what. And I don't mean because they have the right information. I mean, if you get into a debate and you bring them the facts, it's completely ignored. It doesn't matter. They can never admit that they were ever wrong about something. The next one is that they have no boundaries. They will get in your space, metaphorically and literally. They're the kind of people who always have to be up in your grill for one reason or another. And they don't seem to have respect, common courtesy and respect. They will gaslight your concerns is the next one. If you have a true concern that you bring up to them, whether it's about them or life in general, if they may be to blame in any way whatsoever, they will make it about you. They will bring up something from the past or something irrelevant, even getting down to ad hominem attacks about your looks to try to overcome their own insecurity about being wrong. The next one is they have little to no empathy. You will not catch narcissists saying they feel sorry for someone or, man, that must be hard. Simple things like, man, I'm sorry you're going through that. Or even asking you, how has the family been? Or how is your business going? Or have you overcome whatever problem you may have had? The next one is they're very self-absorbed. And it goes back to the center of attention. It's a look at me type thing. And they need constant praise. This is a key feature. They are the types of people that always need you to tell them what they're doing is great, even if it's not. And they will rarely compliment you on anything, but they will always need the compliments themselves. It's a non-sharing relationship, non-symbiotic relationship. The next one is that they always blame others. If they have any problems in life, it's always someone else's fault. They can never take accountability for their own issues. That would be blaming parents, blaming bosses, blaming mentors, blaming others, blaming anyone in their life that they can except for taking accountability. They are the types of people who like to push buttons to make others feel uncomfortable, and they are also the types of people who often end up being trolls online and very much spending a lot of time, trolling online because their snide remarks and their passive aggressiveness gets them feedback. Because as we all learn when you're a little kid even, any attention is attention, even bad attention or getting angry. Some kids will act out in order to get that attention, even if it's negative. And the final one, and the most revealing of all, they can never talk about their emotions whatsoever. I mean, anything having to do with how they're really feeling deep down inside. So I could go on about this, but I'm trying to do this in under 10 minutes. My solutions. The first solution is to set boundaries with everyone in your life and let people know where you stand on things. The next is to know your worth, that you are a valuable human being, and stand up for your rights. Stand up for yourself always. But standing up for yourself means you can speak your mind, but you don't have to dwell on it and continue arguing about something that will have no resolution. Because the next one is don't try to change their minds. Never try to change their minds. And don't try to expose them or their insecurities. If you do, it'll always backfire every single time. If you try to find something about a person to get back at them, or to try to show them that they're not conscious or conscientious or aware of other people's emotions or feelings or their own lives, don't bother. It doesn't go anywhere. You can have a normal relationship with someone without having to buy into that part of the game. Ignore incendiary comments. That's a key one. If they say something that is rude or that pisses you off, let it go. It's not worth fighting about. It's really not. So don't justify yourself, but stand up for yourself if you feel you're wronged. Doesn't mean you have to be trampled on, but just don't give people the ammunition, because that's what they're looking for. Know when you must walk away. That means ghost people. If you have to, completely ghost somebody, walk away from them altogether. Don't ever answer or respond to anything else for the rest of your life if you don't want to. It is your life, and it comes down to having value for yourself. And the next one is ask yourself if the negative feelings that you have around this person, let's say you hang out all the time, or it's somebody that you spend a lot of time with or even live with, if you have more negative feelings than positive feelings in the relationship, it really may be time to leave or abandon that situation. That's really hard because people get kind of trapped in that paradigm of, this is my life now, and it doesn't have to be that way. Remember, the next one is that they will likely never change. Don't try to change them. It's pointless. Don't give them ammo. If you get personal with them, like I said, it will backfire and it will have no solution. You deserve freedom, and it is your life. And, I've encountered many people like this online in my personal life, through my history. And I was thinking the other day about all the people in my past that were maybe not friends, but acquaintances in my friend groups. People that, for a while, I enjoyed being around them. They might be fun people, but it was always about them, and it was never about others, and that was fine when we're young. Hey, everybody's selfish. And this is an important thing before I go. It's not about only surrounding yourself with people who are just kind and giving and caring and compassionate. The opposite problem of this is people who are far too empathetic. People who, I guess, would call themselves empaths or hypersensitive or HSPs. I can not stand being around those people, just like I can't stand being around narcissists. The people who cry at every single little thing and whine and complain and are super sensitive. Look, we have to be tough in this world. We have to be a little bit numb to all of the chaos out there, because we have to take care of ourselves first in order to take care of others. It's the old analogy about the oxygen masks in the airplanes when the plane's going down. Affix your mask first, then try to help others. Why? Because you can't do anything if you're dead. And if your mind is, fading because you haven't taken care of your own problems, it's not worth it. We have to save our energy. We have very limited energy. And if we waste it on energy vampires, which is a real thing, regardless of how you define it, anybody who drains your energy to be around is an energy vampire, whether they know it or not. And sometimes it's something we need to change, but more often than not, we can sense when it's not worth the time and energy to put up with somebody's crap. And no matter who it is, you have the right to stand up for who you are. So that's all I've got. Hopefully I covered all the bases. And the final thing is this. If you're asking yourself if you might be a narcissist, you probably aren't. Because a narcissist would never ask themselves. Take care, my friend.